Hello, 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 Angel here. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. Lovely for you to return. Hello. If you're new, thank you for stumbling on by and thank you for stopping and watching this video. So today, fingers crossed, we are doing a new tarot tag, which came upon me in a bit of a flash of inspiration. I don't know what the hashtag's called at this moment in time, so you are much wiser than I am because you obviously read it in the title. But just to explain what the tarot tag is all about, it's about our channel names, and we're going to be spelling our channel names using tarot. So for instance, my channel name is Feeding My Soul, 1212. We're going to leave behind the numbers at the moment. So I'm going to be choosing a tarot deck, to show you for every letter in my channel name. Does that make sense? I do hope so, because that's what we're doing. We're jumping in with the first deck. Let's get this show on the road. Oh, I almost forgot to say that if you want to do a VR to this tarot tag, you are very, very welcome. You can use tarot, you can use oracle, you can use a combination of those decks, and also you can decide if you wanted to follow a theme. So for instance, my theme is decks that I don't show very often on my channel. Those are the decks I'm going to be showing today. So with that being said, I'm going to jump in with the first deck and the first letter, which is F, obviously, and that's going to be this F for Hexa Tarot. This was an indie deck that I purchased from the creator. These are the backs. Gorgeous. I've edged mine in orange to match the back, which I think works very, very, very well. And this deck I brought into my collection to work with Melusina when I started on my Melusina practice. Oh wait up, what's going on here? These were in order a wee second ago. Clearly they're not anymore. What's happened? I think my cats have been, doing some readings beside me whilst I've been preparing for the video. Yes, anywho, so purchased this one to when I first started my Melusina practice. If you don't know who Melusina is a freshwater deity. However, I felt that this deck was not sharp, but to the point. I don't know, it's difficult to explain, but I didn't feel it matched Melusina's energy. So although I did use it in the beginning, I then changed it out for the Rackham Tarot and the French Oracle, which is now on the screen. Yeah, so this is quite to the point, this deck. It kind of doesn't pull any punches, I feel. But it's beautiful. I love the artwork. I think it's absolutely amazing. The guidebook is really, really good as well. It was kind of a deck that I felt I needed to go to the guidebook for, which is a bit bizarre because it's very Rider-Waite-Smith. I love this. Love this with the wolves in the background. Love that. Yeah, so since changing out this deck for in my Melusina practice, I haven't really used it, which is a real shame. So I need to get my finger out and I need to, start using it again because it's gorge. Gorge, gorge, gorge. Love this. Yeah, I'm thinking as well, possibly, that maybe this would work well for Dawn Michelle's Weaver practice this year. That's an interesting thought. Anywho, that was the for Hexa Tarot. We're moving on to the next letter, which is E. So E is for 8 Coins Tarot. Yes, it is, definitely. Love the backs. I've edged mine like a burnt orange colour, which I think is amazing. This was a deck I got quite early on in my practice, and it originally had like cream borders. I chopped my borders off, merely because, because I could, so I did. This is the 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot, and I did use it a lot at the beginning of my practice, which I think is because I didn't have as many decks, obviously, at the beginning in my practice, and so this got a lot of table time. And this kind of, I've mentioned this before, this kind of taught me to read intuitively and not just to rely on the Rider-Waite-Smith meanings, to allow the messages that come through intuitively to kind of speak a bit louder so that I, paid a bit more attention to them. So this was the first deck that taught me that. I do really like the artwork, and unfortunately, I don't know why, but this one kind of gets overlooked whenever I go to my tarot shelf, like at the end of a month, looking to the decks that I want to use for the coming month. I tend to look past this deck, which is a real shame because it's beautiful. So I need to remedy that. I need to, you know, get it out and use it again, because the readings were really great with this, and it didn't sit in a specific genre or, you know, a specific type of reading. It just worked for everything. I love this. So yeah. So yes, that was the 8 Coins Tarot. This is quite a fun tag actually, looking at older decks that aren't used as often anymore. That's quite cool. It kind of gives you a bit of a walk down memory lane. Okay, we're moving on to E. Yeah, the next deck. Let's get this. Let's get the next deck. Okay, warning for nudity. This is the Erotic Tarot. This is the mass market deck. I haven't edged mine. And this deck I purchased for my self-love practice. I haven't used this deck for about, I don't know, it's got to be a year, I reckon. Sorry, sip of coffee. Yummy. Yeah, so this sat on my self-love altar, and I used it. I pretty much had like a self-love ritual or working that I did every Friday. I don't do that anymore. I don't know why. I kind of just, I don't know. It's, you know, it served its purpose at the time, and then obviously, you know, practices evolve and different things come in, don't they? And, you know, older practices go out. But I really enjoyed this deck, and the guidebook is quite, I'm going to say quite sexy. But I read this one without the guidebook, and I didn't find it overly sexy. I just found it very gentle and loving and compassionate. Can I say that about deck? I'm gonna. It's too late. I've said it. And I don't have so many pip decks in my collection, but this, obviously, this is a pip deck. But that didn't bother me either. It just really worked. You know, I just got those intuitive hits through. Yeah, and I love it that there's, you know, different body types. There's diversity in the deck. You know, you've got, you know, different people from different parts of the world. It's, you know, it's lovely. I'm not going to show that one. I'm not going to show that one either. Or that one, but maybe this one. And maybe that one. So yeah, the Erotic Tarot. Did enjoy it. Not as sexy or as, you know, erotic as one might believe. I mean, obviously it could be used for that, but I used it for my self-love practice, and it worked beautifully. So yes, that was the Erotic Tarot. We're moving on to D, and D is for Dancing in the Dark Tarot. So again, purchased quite a while ago. This is a Los Scarabeo mass market deck. These cards originally had this brown border around them, which I disliked, so I chopped them off. These are the backs, I think are beautiful. I've edged mine in black. And this is what they look like now. Obviously, before they used to look like this. Can you see that? No, you can't. That's terrible. But they had this brown border, and they weren't very nice. And once I chopped them off, the artwork just like popped. So fantastic. Haven't used this one in a long time, hence the reason it's back in order. Very Rider-Waite-Smith. I do really like it that they're on, all the images are on black backgrounds. I don't know, it just makes the artwork really pop. Very Rider-Waite-Smith, as mentioned. Clear reader. I don't know why I'm not using this one. I think it's the same again. I think when I look through my my tarot shelf, I just think it gets overlooked. That's all it is. Sorry, warning for nudity. I'll put that earlier on in the video so that you know. You can tell how long ago it was I used this deck, so I didn't even remember there was nudity in this deck. I'm going to show you one of my favourite cards. I love this. Let's see if I can find it. This one. I love this card. I think it's gorgeous. What's going on here? Why has that one got a border? Oh, because it's obviously... No, not obviously. That's interesting. I've never noticed that before. Why? What? That's bizarre, isn't it? Why have I never noticed that? I used this deck so much when I first got it. That's the only one with this yellow border. Is it supposed to be a painting? I don't know. Anyway, beautiful deck. Really enjoy it. again, it needs to come out to play because it's, you know, it shouldn't just be sitting unloved on my tarot shelf. This feels quite autumny for me. It's got an autumnal feel. So, love this as well. I love the Queen. So yeah, we'll have to see if this one comes out later on in the year. Keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes crossed. I was going to say no. Keep your fingers crossed and your eyes peeled. That sounds more like it. We're moving along. We are moving along to I, and I is for Illuminati Tarot. So another low Scarabeo deck. The mass market. I've edged mine in black. I got the tuck box version, not the big box version with the guidebook. I really like these cards, and although the artwork feels a little bit cheesy, just a wee little bit. Let's do this so that we don't get the ring light on there. Yeah, the artwork feels a little bit cheesy, but I like it for that. I like it that it feels a bit cheesy. I mean, look at this. Sorry, that was an excuse just to drink my coffee up because it's getting cold. Love this. And it feels a bit, I don't know when this deck was created, but it feels a bit 90-ish. It gives me a 90s vibe. I don't know, but I love it for that reason. It's got like a charm to it. It really has. It feels really charming. And I mean, look at this. This reminds me of Henry VIII. I don't know. It just makes sense to me. It makes my heart smile. Can my heart smile? I don't know, but it makes sense to me. I just really like it. And I can't. When I got this deck out, I was looking at it a wee while ago before starting the video. This kind of gave me the thought of using it again for Dawn Michelle's Weaver practice this year, because it gives me a little bit of a fantasy whimsical medieval vibe, which I think would work really well with that. I mean, look at this Fool, gorge. I'm gonna take a couple more because, you know, why not? I mean, look at this, the Princess of Wands. Oh, I just love it. We're going to stop with this one. We're going to stop with the Queen of Cups. Look at this. She's beautiful. So yeah, that was the Illuminati Tarot. Don't use it so often. I should get this out more. And I kind of think this kind of rivals the Apocalypsis deck. They're very, very similar. And I think maybe that's why this one hasn't had a chance to shine as much, because when I think about this kind of deck, I reach for the Apocalypsis. That's not an easy word to say, deck. So yeah, that was I. We're moving on to N, and I'm going to be cheating, but you know, I apologise in advance. Okay, so I don't think this deck's going to need any introduction. You might have guessed what it is by the bag. Yes, it is the Nicoletta Giaccoli Tarot. Oh my goodness me, that's such a difficult title to say. Now, this was the tarot, and if you've seen my channel before, you might have already known that I did actually heavily modify this deck. These are the backs. It used to be a tarot. Unfortunately, it is no more because I cut all the titles off and all the borders off, and I use it as an intuitive oracle deck, which works for me much better than it did as a tarot deck. Just with the tarot didn't make any sense to me, which I think is because you know, I've learned the RWS system, and this didn't make sense to me. Yeah, it just didn't. I don't know. We just didn't gel. We just didn't vibe. And you know, what's a girl to do? It's a choice to rehome or to modify, and I chose to modify. So yeah, so this was the oh my goodness me, that stumps me every time. Nicoletta Giaccoli Tarot, which is now a wordless, intuitive oracle. So yeah, love it. What are we on to? We are on to G. Interesting. Okay, so G is for Gorgon's Tarot. I like to call it the Gorgonzola Tarot, which is not right either. These are the fronts, these are the sides I've edged in red, and I've edged it in red because there are little pops of red within these cards now and again. Yeah, don't tend to have so many round decks. Let's do this. And I've got to say, this is a definite Lisa Pepez made me do it. Lisa Pepez was speaking about this deck on their channel months and months ago. And the way they were talking about it, they were like so animated, and they, were having such a good experience with it. And I was thinking, I want to have that experience too. And I didn't have very many black and white decks. I don't think I had any round decks at that time. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna press the buy button. And I used it a little while for dark moon readings, and then it kind of went, I don't know, just had a bit of a rest and went on holiday, went back in order. And since then I haven't really used it, although saying that, I haven't used a designated deck for new moon readings either. The last few months I've been using whatever I've been using as my monthly deck choices. However, I've kind of gotten or fallen more in love with round decks since using Kim Krantz's deck, her archetypes deck, Wild Unknown Archetypes. And even recently I was really lucky to find a second-hand copy of, oh, my mind's gone a blank, what's the name of the deck? Daughter of the Moon Tarot, I think it's called. And I've been reading the guidebook, and their take on, or the reasoning behind their round cards, like really inspired me. So I kind of feel the need to get my round decks out. Not that I have so many, but I do have the Mother Piece. I have this one. I have the Daughter of the Moon. I think that's it for tarot decks that are round. So I'm thinking I might do a round tarot deck month. That could be an interesting theme for a month. Watch this space. Okay, M is for Mystical Dreams Tarot. These are the backs. It's unedged so far. Yeah, obviously, the theme of this tag, it's obviously decks that I don't use so often, and it's another one that I don't use so often, which is a real shame. I think I don't use this one so often, mainly because it doesn't follow the Rider-Waite-Smith system. So I always fall into the guidebook, which is fine. Now I can say that I've used this deck more as a oracle deck than a tarot deck, because it doesn't so much follow the Rider-Waite-Smith meanings. But I love the colour choices in this. I love the art style. And I really enjoyed the readings that I got when I moved away from the tarot system, when I used it more as an oracle. It's beautiful. So as mentioned, there's lots of name changes. I love this. Yeah, and the guidebook is really good. I find this deck very witchy. Gives me a real witchy vibe. I love this. This reminds me of the my Facets of Self work that I'm doing. Anyway, and look at this. This is gorgeous. Oh, I totally need to get this out again. Look at this. I mean, the artwork is just, it's so evocative, I think, anyway. It draws me in. I want to know more. I want to know more. I want to know why. Look at this. I'm going to say that about most of the cards because I do really enjoy it. I do really enjoy it, as I wouldn't have it in my collection. And I did do I gifted 30 decks, 28, 30 decks, something like that, in the beginning of January to two different friends. And I never thought about, popping this one in with those. So, it kind of tells you. Although I don't use it so much, I still want to, dive deeper into this. And I think that's what this deck needs. It needs a deeper dive to be used as a tarot. It needs to be sat with properly. So yeah. Oh, I do really like it. I do like it. I mean, look at this. This is interesting. Oh, very intriguing. So yeah, there we have it. That was M. We're moving on to Y. So Y is for Yoga Tarot. Check out the colour in these beauties. Ta-da! And wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Ta-da! I mean, goodness me. Gorge. I mean, you know, I just love the colours in these cards. They're beautiful. Oh, we've got some upside down cards. What's that all about? Oh, we've got quite a few. What's going on, y'all? Honestly, I do believe that when I'm out of the apartment, there is somebody that comes in here and uses my card for readings. I mean, look, it's just, isn't it just? Isn't it just? Now, this, I believe, is a Low Scarabeo deck. Wait, let me not lead you astray. Yes, it is a Low Scarabeo deck. So the guidebook is in, you know, several different languages, which, you know, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Not particularly very Rider-Waite Smith inspired, I wouldn't say. Obviously yoga inspired, and that's what I use this deck for. I use this for my yoga practice. Usually before I start my yoga and at the end of my yoga little mini session that I do here at home. But these colours make me so happy. I tend to find in the guidebook that the guidebook doesn't say so much about the positions chosen for the card, which I think is a bit of a missed opportunity, or it doesn't tell me as much as I hoped it would tell me. I'm going to say that. It is a guidebook that I go to every time. I don't tend to read these so intuitively. Yeah, but I just think they're gorgeous. They lift my mood, and they just, I don't know, the colours just feed my soul totally. Last one. And then no more, and then we're going to be moving along. We're on to S. Yeah. Okay, so S is for the Spacious Tarot. Oh, take away the, we're going with Spacious Tarot. This was one of my first indie decks, I'm going to say. These are the backs. I never edged mine, but I'm thinking that I'd like to edge it possibly in silver. Not too sure about that. This was a deck that sat on my self-love altar, like religiously when I first got it. It had a lot of use, and then since making starting my YouTube channel, I haven't used it. I don't know why. I love this as the Emperor card. And it's the same with, I used to have both the Gentle Tarot and the Spacious Tarot on my self-love altar, and I use those like religiously in my self-love work. And I don't know, I just suppose it's, you know, decks get swapped out and others take their place almost, possibly. And these are kind of forgotten goodies. Love this Tower card. Now, I really like the Spacious Tarot because obviously there is a lot of space in the images. It gives you a chance to pop yourself in the image. And they feel very calming. Very calming, actually, when I think about it. I love this Empress card. It's beautiful. So yeah, this is another one that's on my tarot shelf, you know, that's not being used. I mean, saying that, I would never ever rehome this one, because I've had created such a bond with it, and I don't think our work together is over. I just think we're on a bit of a resting period. I am sure that this is going to come back into my practice again. I love this High Priestess. I think that's one of my favourite High Priestess cards. This is a tough one. I love this. I do love me some birch energy. And I love this. I mean, and I absolutely adore this one. I mean, there's so many cards that are, you know, real favourites. So yes, and this is just amazing. It's beautiful. And I love this card. I mean, there are just so many favourites in this one. So yes, it's not a deck I'll be rehoming at all anytime soon, and hopefully, you know, it's going to be calling to me again in the near future to come out and have some playtime, airtime. Let's have a look here. We're on to O. Yeah. Let's grab the deck for O. Okay, so O is for Our Tarot. I bought the box in as well because the box is it's such beautiful quality. This used to be an indie deck, I think, and then it was like produced mass market. And I've got to admit that I purchased it mainly for the book. The book is like a real chunky monkey, and you know, I mean, I would have just bought the book, but you know, getting the cards as well was just like a total added bonus. Let's just show you this in here as well. So this is what the packaging looked like. Beautiful ribbon, little tuck box with cards. You might have already seen this one. This is obviously the mass market version. Let's grab the tuck box. Now I don't tend to use the cards so much, as mentioned. I kind of, I tend to pull the book out, and then depending on what deck I'm using and what card I've pulled, I just, you know, I mean, say I'm like working with, for instance, this month I'm working with the Wanderer's Tarot, and you know, say I pulled the Knight of Pentacles, and I would look up Knight of Pentacles in this book, just to get like an extra level, a layer to my reading. So yeah, so these are obviously famous ladies throughout history. Now I find the cards quite small. I could have done with these being a little bit bigger. They are smaller than tarot size, I would say. Let's grab a normal, I would say this is pretty much a normal tarot size. This is the Erotica Tarot. Here we go. So you'll see they're quite a bit shorter than a normal size tarot card. And I feel that this deck needed to be bigger so that the artwork could be seen a bit better. Now I don't recognise all of the ladies in these cards. Obviously there are some that I recognise, others that I don't. But that's why I've got the book, you know. And the book is amazing in my humble opinion. There is so much information. So yeah, sorry, I've gone quiet. I was just enjoying the artwork. Sorry. I think I've shown this deck once on my channel. Did I show the backs? I think I did. Did I? I didn't. Let's show the backs now. I haven't edged mine. These are the backs. I think are beautiful as well. Actually, they could be probably edged in like a gold Sharpie. That'd be nice. Yeah, and the guidebook is gorgeous. I mean, the images are, you know, you've got like a full-size image, which I think I don't tend to. I have used this deck a couple of times, and when I pull my card, I tend to put the card back in the deck and then go to the book, because then I can see the artwork properly in this book. And it's like, it's just so much information. Like we've got Florence Nightingale here, for instance. You've got the title of the card, the figure that's in the card, the date they were born and they died. And you've got an upright keyword, you've got reverse keywords, and then you've got like all about the person in the card, what they did, what they are known for, what they're famous for. You've got like 3 pages of, 3 pages here of information. I mean, it's amazing. Love this one. I should get this out more as well. This is why I love doing these kind of tags, because it kind of gives you, you know, it brings back or brings out decks that are forgotten gems, don't you think? I love this. Joan of Arc for the Fool. Love it. I think I've probably shown these ones. Now I've got confused what I've shown, what I haven't. But you get the gist. You get the general idea. BoDleasons. I mean, come on, I'm working with BoDleasons' tarot this month. I've been working with it today. I'm loving it. Oh, anywho, so yeah, that was our tarot. Moving on to you. That was a tough one. You had me stumped for a wee while. Let's see which deck I chose. Yeah, I've got to admit, you had me stumped for a wee while there. Oh, my candle's gone out. What's going on? Wait, hold the phone, hold the press. Holy moly, we can't continue with an extinguished candle. What's that all about? Talk about amateur hour. I'm totally amateur hour, but that's fine by me. I'm happy being an amateur. It's all good. Okay, so we're going with you and the Uncommon Tarot. This was a second-hand find on eBay, pre-loved, pre-owned. I love this deck. These are the backs. Not a big fan of the backs, I've got to say. Love the edging, I love the gilding, so I do like me a bit of silver bling bling bling. These are the fronts. let's do this. I'm going to say the only thing I dislike about this this deck is the text that was chosen for the cards. I find it, in my old age, difficult to read. If you can hear me squeaking and squawking, can you hear that? That's my shoes. I'm really sorry. I do apologise. Anyway, so yes, really like this deck. When I initially got it home and started using it and reading with it, I found this deck really, I don't want to say brash, that's the wrong word. On the nose, a bit sharp. And then I used another secondhand find, an oracle deck actually, a secondhand find, which what is called the Sisterhood Tarot, something like that. I'm going to put them on the screen. Anyway, and I used that with it, and it totally softened the readings. So since then, they've become like a bonded pair. And I don't experience that anymore. I've used this deck without that oracle deck I just mentioned, and I don't experience that anymore, that this deck is as sharp as it used to be. I don't know why that would be. Yeah, anyway, this deck always sits where I am right now. It sits there in a little cubby hole, right there in a little cubby hole, so it can be pulled forward whenever I, feel the need. And again, it hasn't cemented itself in a specific place in my practice. I just tend to go to it when I need like really honest readings. That's it. That's maybe what it is. It's a very honest deck. Not that I'm saying that my other decks lie to me. I'm not saying that, but this deck kind of tells me things as it is. I love this Tower card. I think it's beautiful. Yeah. So this is a bit of a cheat. I'm cheating with this one a bit because I do use this one, not like every day, and I wouldn't say I use it every week, but it is always here. It's just there in that little cubby hole, waiting to be pulled if I feel the need. So yeah, I love this collage style. Really, really like it. This gorge. 2 more. I love this as well. I just love all of them. We'll stop right there, and we'll move on to the last deck, which is L. Okay, so L is for Tarot Landscapes. I hope you don't think I'm cheating. You could say it begins with T, but it doesn't. We're going to be going with L. This is a bit of a bizarre box situation, I've got to say. This has got this box. Wait, here we go. We've got like a bit of an opening here. And then it's got a tuck box in it, which is a bit bizarre, I find. Anyway, this was on pre-order maybe like middle of last year, something like that. These are the bags. And I got it in, and then I didn't open it. I wrapped it because I wasn't sure if I was going to open it for birthday, for Christmas, or possibly for my Lolo buy year. Anyway, I opened it at the end of last year. And I really like the cards. Really like the cards. I like the images. However, I think I did like maybe only two readings with it, because I wasn't feeling called to do any more with it. And I don't know what it is, and it might just be that we're not supposed to be working together at this moment in time. It could just be that, but I don't know. It left me more with more of a question mark than before I started my reading. Does that make sense? And there are some decks that are like that, aren't they? I mean, there's some decks that it's really easy to bond with, and like the readings just like they're just like pang pang pang, and it all makes sense. And there's other readings that I'm kind of sitting there thinking, what is this card trying to tell me? What is this spread trying to tell me? Love this. And this was one of those. And to be fair, I don't tend to use so many animal decks. And I would say this is, although it's Landscapes Tarot, or Tarot Landscape, sorry, there are, animal figures in the cards, I think in the majority of the cards. So I don't know if it's that reason. I'm not sure. But I've just felt when I got it and I opened it, I was like, no, this isn't the right time for us to be working together. So I will go back to this one, and I really like the artwork. It's got nothing to do with the artwork. That's the reason I bought it, because they just, you know, the images are so beautiful. I mean, look at this. So yeah, watch this space for this one. If you've got this deck, let me know what you think of it. I mean, you know, is it kind of like, you know, elbowed its way into a certain practice for you, or, you know, what kind of readings do you use this deck for, and how does it speak to you? Yeah, please let me know in the comment section. I'd love to know that. This is beautiful. And I got this before, I had pre-ordered this and received it before Candy from Candy Soul and Soil did their unboxing. But because I didn't know when I was going to open it, I watched their walkthrough of this deck. And then once I saw Candy's like walkthrough, I was like, and Candy was like so enthusiastic about the deck, and I was like, oh, this looks really promising. I'm really glad that, you know, I've ordered this deck home and it's sitting waiting for me to be unwrapped. And then once I unwrapped it and did the readings, I was like, I'm not too sure. So yeah, as mentioned, if you've got it and you use it, please let me know in the comment section. Let me know what your experience has been like using this deck. So yes, that was the last letter in my channel name. So there we go. So if I've counted correctly, that was 13 decks. I'm not going to show all of them because I won't be able to get them into frame, I don't think. But I'll show the last ones I showed you. So yeah, that's it. We're done. We're dusted. If you'd like to take part, or if you'd like to do a VR response, you know, tag me. Why not? If you've got an Instagram account and you fancy doing a post on Instagram about this tag me in that too. Why not? Do we follow each other on Instagram? My Instagram account is in the description box, so if you'd like to follow me, you're very welcome to do so. Yeah, otherwise, I'm going to thank you so much for spending some time with me, as usual. I do really appreciate your supporting my channel, and, you know, coming back when you know it's always a bumpy ride, and you never know what's around the corner on this channel. Yeah, have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Take care, and I really hope to see you the next time. Toodaloo!